Hello and welcome to episode 120 of It Was a Movie. This is Colin.
This is Niall.
And this is random movie. Well, it wasn't random. We chose it for ourselves. It was movie 120 on Metacritic's all-time movie lists. We sort of went through and said, oh, we haven't watched that one together, so let's watch it and die inside.
Yes, Studio Ghibli. Like, how depressing could it be? It's for kids, right?
Well, for kids. We actually questioned whether it was Studio Ghibli or not, and we were right to. Yeah, well, it comes up with Totoro at the start, but if you look online, people are questioning why is it such a thing that this is not Studio Ghibli, whatever. And some reason, yes, it's Studio Ghibli, but they don't actually own it or something now. But
I think it was
whatever.
one of the first movies. I'm not going to bother pronouncing his name. Did with the studio.
This director.
Yeah.
This director was Isao Takahata. Adapted from Akiyuki Nosaka's 1967 short story, which I believe was based loosely on his
own
experience.
Life. Only he doesn't die.
Right.
That's
that's
not depressing at all.
But yeah, I think as well they had some sort of deal. Like they said, okay, we have to release this with My Neighbor Totoro, and because
they cut some corners on the production of it, unfortunately. But I don't think it really impacts the animation all that much. The animation is fantastic.
It doesn't hold up against Totoro or Spirited Away, obviously.
Yeah, but I think they
it's
intentionally. It's not vivid intentionally. It's bleak. It's brown. There's a lot of brown. They intentionally didn't use any black lines on the outlines of the cartoon characters because they wanted a kind of misery.
Yes, they wanted misery.
They achieved it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, they were. Yeah, they did some. I could tell, like you can tell, there's some experimenting with the animation, and there's a couple of silent moments as well throughout the movie. I was listening with headphones, and which I like doing because I can blare it loud in my ears. But in this movie, I sort of I could hear, like when it went silent, it was dead silent. They cut everything. But then when the people were beginning to speak or there were sound effects, you could hear the sort of echoiness of this recording studio. It's not up there with the crazy big production value of the later, more huge movies. But I wonder if I listened to Totoro with headphones, would I hear the same sort of thing? Because I read that the animators were like confused because they were working on both animations at the same time. They were confused which one was which. But there's a big cat in Totoro. There's no cats in this one.
There was nukes falling in my neighbor Totoro.
No fire people. No people on fire. No. But it was released in 1988. It only runs for 120 minutes or so, 89 minutes.
It feels longer.
It does feel longer, actually. Yeah. It had a budget of 1.2 billion yen, which is about $9.4 US, with it as a double feature.
$9.4.
$9.4 million.
That was cheap.
Animation looked a bit cheap. But I think that's it together with not My Neighbor Totoro. I'm guessing the majority went to Totoro.
Yeah, but the production on Totoro is absolutely stunking. Whereas some of the animation's a bit lighter. I don't think it impacts the feel of it all that much, though. But there are
I don't think it went crazy. I think it says like $5 million in the box office in Japan and $842,000 worldwide. So
it's a tough sell, though, isn't it? Like, there's a reason why I love Studio Ghibli stuff. Absolutely adore it. I knew roughly what this was about, and I avoided it because the tagline just put me off straight away. Oh, good. Children dying. My favorite topic.
At least it's an animation, not sort of real children.
Yeah.
But they used a real child for Setsuko.
The 14-year-old fella? Or the 4-year-old?
4-year-old girl.
Yeah. I just wrote down sister and brother.
Sister and brother.
Yeah.
It won a couple of random awards. Blue Ribbon Award for the director. Animation Jury Award at the Chicago International Children's Film Festival, which...
I'm going to call this an adult animation. I wouldn't let my kids see this until they're a little bit older because it's grim and the subject matter it's addressing is not something you want a 6-year-old to watch.
No,
These kids are
no.
starving. They're going to die soon. In fact, we know this in the first 30 seconds. Hooray!
Yeah, well, we can start off with the whole
Oh,
first chunk of the movie. It starts at the end, and you start with
Tarantino style.
yeah, kind of mixes it up a little bit. Good way of storytelling. Why do we open with Seita's death and knowing that his sister was waiting for him in the afterlife?
Because the director said he wanted to go easy on us by letting us know they died at the very start.
Prepare yourself.
I don't know that helps me much because the whole way through this movie, even when nice things are happening, I'm waiting for the other foot to drop. So I don't agree with him in this approach because even the happy bits, oh, fireflies, they're gorgeous. You're going to die. That's all that's in the back of my head. And it doesn't help.
Did you know how she was going to die
Yeah.
during it? Oh, you did?
I guessed it.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't guess it.
It was... actually, I think it wasn't a tagline I read about it, so I knew straight away.
What did she...
She died of malnutrition.
Yeah, but what's with the rash and scabs on her back? Is that just
doctor
bad hygiene?
Halfway through said it was because of malnutrition.
Yeah, but he was just being a dick.
He was a dick.
You ever been to a doctor in Japan? I have.
He said your rash on your back was just malnutrition.
It's like my wife's not feeding me. No.
Here, have some ice shavings.
Yeah, they get you out of the get you out of their office as soon as possible and just say, yeah, you're fine.
Get out.
But yeah, so yeah, you start off and you get the sense, it's set around the end of World War II in Kobe area, and you just get a sense that the Japanese people have been through the shit.
I think it starts off after the first bomb is dropped, the big one, is it? I heard one.
I don't know, actually.
One of the neighbors shouting something about it's going to be a bigger bomb than the last one or something like that during one of the air raids.
Oh, really? That might have been just local bombing, though, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Did you listen in Japanese with subtitles?
I started in English, and then I went, nah, this is wrong. And subtitles. So the first 5 minutes I was in English.
Yeah, no, I always try and do it Japanese. But I will tell you something, and I'll probably make a lot of enemies with this one. There's a lot of audio, vocal things that Japanese voiceover actors do that annoy me a lot. It's just constantly the same throughout every movie.
The fact they're speaking in Japanese is wrecking your head, is it?
Yeah, it wrecks my head. Why are they speaking Japanese? No, I think it's just the way they cry. It's the same stuff. It's the same way they do it in every movie. They cry the same way. The children cry the same way in every anime movie. It's massive and it's
big.
Wow.
Well, yeah, especially in a Ghibli movie. I think it's exaggerated.
Yeah.
The mouth gets huge and you see the tonsils.
Yes. Also, it's the same with food eating, and that's a Ghibli thing. It's like, I'm going
to disagree with you wholeheartedly, and I actually enjoyed the exaggeration of it. That's why I watch animes. I want to see exaggeration.
You want to see that?
I want to see real life in an anime.
Yeah, I got kind of annoyed at it because I was watching some animes. I was watching Attack on Titan. I was trying to watch Death Note, and I was just like going, these people are doing the same things.
They've got big mouths because they're giants.
They're all Titan. They're all Arnie. They're all Arnie giants. Yeah, so anyway, no, and I love the food scenes in every Ghibli movie. They're amazing. They always just do food amazing. And as well as that,
when they're eating rocks in this one.
That's not good. But yes, so you've got 2 kids. I don't. I've lived in Japan. You haven't. We've got couple of things.
Shared experiences coming into this
different shared experiences. Yeah, it's interesting because I lived in Kyoto and there's still a lot of wooden houses. And as you walk down the streets in Kyoto, people still have buckets of water outside the houses. That's their first. That's their first port of call if a house catches fire. Oh, let's go down the buckets of water. They fill up bottles, fill up buckets, and it's just lined outside everybody's house.
Because you do see the brother looking at a big bucket of water when he sees the fire catching on some houses, and he's thinking about it, and he just sods off.
Yeah, he makes a lot of decisions during this, and we kind of have to dig deep into his psyche here. But this first chunk, we have at the start, we know they're dead, and we're going to have a flashback set up basically about how they got here or how he got
It's very important that
here.
when the brother dies, that he drops a little tin can of fruit drops, an empty tin can, but it's not so empty. As it's ripped out of his dead hand by a janitor, it's flown into the ditch, and a little bung falls out.
Yeah,
so you know the tone already.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
Yeah,
like basically the movie starts off with dead young or dying young kids in a train station or something, or a
yeah.
city
He
hall or
dies in a
something.
train station, which is nice, and surrounded by other teenagers just keeling over and dying.
Yeah, but basically, like Japan at the end of the Second World War
was not a fun time, I wouldn't imagine.
No, like rations, people getting disappointed with the government but not being able to say anything because of how leadership
that comes
and
across very
royalty.
strong in this the culture at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Multiple times, eat up. You have to be strong to join the army.
The emperor was God, and also like even like the kamikaze pilot like thing near the end of the war where they just threw pilots literally at the enemy and just
there's one of those planes in this movie just briefly.
Yeah, it was a crazy time, and it's an interesting country, and like I got a sense of they're still reeling from it. They're still
of course
tackling the whole outside world.
It's where
Japan.
Godzilla came out of. It was all based on the nuclear bombs and the pain that came out of that. And just a little tie-in between this movie and Godzilla 01. Very similar.
I don't think everybody's doing that. Anybody's ever done that.
I know, but it's very similar setup where this chap gets stuck with a kid and not the mum. So it's going through rubble and all this stuff and the devastation. So very similar setup to it. I don't know. Have you seen it?
I don't know. No, I wanted to, it was on my list, but I have not.
I got bangs of it in this movie. And this movie obviously came out first, but there's a lot of similarities, a lot of same cultural pain going on here. The trauma of an entire nation. You feel it in this, and you felt it in that.
Yeah, and like Kobe didn't really get the brunt of it. I think they had one massive bombing near the end of the war. They didn't get the brunt of it. They were a bit of a port city, so I don't know why, but yeah, obviously Hiroshima
got absolutely pasted,
firebombed, basically.
Yeah.
This first chunk of the flashback, I think we can include the little first chunk of the flashback in the firebombing, and just obviously it's set up that it's a beautiful relationship between Seita and Setsuko.
It is actually fantastically done. I thought it's very believable and very innocent, but he's very protective. But there's also a two-way stream in that protectiveness, because she kind of protects him as well. She doesn't tell him a lot of stuff, a lot of the pain she's going through, because she doesn't want him worrying. It's subtly done. I love it.
Yeah, they lose their mum quite quickly. Like we don't really
generate time.
No, we don't develop a relationship there. We just kind of say she's a normal, but we have a few flashbacks to them in happier times. But she doesn't get a lot of airtime.
I don't think she's important in this story.
No.
He's basically the mother and the father to his little sister.
We also have the father sort of as a specter lingering over them all throughout the movie as the pilot or Navy. Was he Marine?
Navy, yeah.
Navy. And so I think that's where Seita's sort of national pride comes from, because near the end of the movie he's going, what? We lost a war? How did that happen?
But what I found very interesting about that was a couple of scenes before that he's cheering on the Americans for bombing a village so he can loot it.
He goes through it. He does anything for his sister, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't fully blame him at all. Some of his decision making is very questionable, but he's 14.
Yes, I was going to bring that up, because at that moment in time when he finds out the war's over, he's taken out 3,000 yen from his mother's bank account. Why didn't you do that and
earlier,
stretch your rations out? Like, obviously, he's 14. He doesn't have the life experience.
Well, he makes bigger mistakes than that as well. Like, he decides to strike out on his own when he didn't actually have to.
Well, that's the second chunk. That's life with the ant. They get thrown into this ant, and like she is accepting at first, but then she's like really resentful of them freeloading on
She kind of
her and
skanks them as well. Over the
skanks
rice.
them. Skanks them.
Absolutely
What's the
skanks
Japanese word for skank? Probably a skank.
them. Yeah.
Skanku. Yeah.
Skanku.
Skanko.
Yeah. She doesn't. She's not completely evil. But she's not great.
No, but
I can understand.
no, she's
her
not.
point of view a
Yeah.
little bit because she has to protect her family first. That's what's going on in her head.
She's
They're
got a
kind of
daughter.
starving, but they still had enough food to feed everybody.
She's got a daughter who
And a husband who's working
does
in
stuff.
the factory or something.
Oh, but that was a lodger as well there too, wasn't there?
Was it?
Yeah, that's what she says at some point.
Sorry, I missed that bit. Yeah.
I believe so, but if somebody can correct me, but that's what the subtitles told me.
I assumed that it was the dad, but
No, he doesn't come across as any sort of important character, just as another sort of
it's part of the war
dig.
effort, though.
Yeah, it's a dig to Seita. Why didn't Seita do anything for the war effort? Even before he could have stayed with his aunt if he had pulled his weight.
Effort. I think he got dropped from school and he was working in a factory until it burnt down.
Right, but okay, firebomb burnt everything, and aunt is going, yo, you need to get out of here, get out and do your work because I'm not feeding you anymore, you freeloaders. Why didn't he then at that point go, okay, hey, listen, if you look after Setsuko during the day,
I'll... jobs are going after several villages that just burnt down.
Well, not even jobs, just volunteering you basically do, and then hopefully you dig up some, you do something so you don't eat all your aunt's rice, which she doesn't like.
Your own rice.
Like yeah. So she definitely grows from kind of accepting to basically resentment, and
she's fine in the short term. She doesn't mind looking after them, but then she cops that the mum is dead, the father's not replying. She's like, well, why the hell am I looking after you?
Yeah, and she sees the rationings going shorter. I think as well as that, there's one scene where the neighbor's going, what the hell is why did you take 2 freeloaders in? That's silly. Something like that. It wasn't like that.
Yeah,
but
that was off in the background.
It was like a subtle dig at her, and I think that spurred her on too. You can't lose face. You can't be seen as just.
Her daughter gave out to her for being too harsh on them.
She was not in the movie much at all. The daughter, but she did have a little
one line.
Stop being mean. Write him off. See ya. Yeah, she wasn't.
Yeah.
But I think the aunt. If we were smarter people, the aunt really does embody this sort of growing national resentment towards freeloaders. Everybody went through. Japanese people believed that they were the supreme race. The emperor was God. So when they started,
there was no way they could lose. That was the belief.
When they spread out all across Asia, China, and when they started losing, I think everybody just lost mentally a lot. And then when
reality crashes down upon your head, it's a lot to take in. It's the entire belief system is destroyed. Yeah. So that is devastating. Culture.
Yeah.
And it's not you, it's everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a big
one. It's a big one. We don't have enough knowledge, but I get a sense that Japan only opened up to the world in the 1860s or so. They had little bouts during the centuries of allowing traders from Portugal and Netherlands in, but they never wanted to be influenced by outsiders. They let the Portuguese Jesuits in, I believe, and then but you can still sense today they don't want the outside world. They don't want to export. They don't want to import. When you live there as a non-Japanese, if you ever want to, I'm kind of touching a little, quite nerved here, but if you ever want to experience very light diet racism, go and live in Japan and you'll sense it. And it's actually the first time I actually understood sort of racism from certain people, not everybody obviously, but especially older people. I'm just going to say you are made to feel like an absolute idiot and lower person.
That's just you, Colin. Everybody else.
That's what I am.
Everybody
literally.
Else
but as a token white dude who has lived in countries where I didn't have to even think about it, I am privileged.
Oh yeah, it must have been weird to experience that.
It was weird. Just it's not even just language either as well, as even if you didn't even speak, you were picked on to just. I cut across a pedestrian crossing. I veered off at near the end to cut a little time off my walk. This old guy on a bike just reamed into me,
Good.
and I just went fuck off. I didn't have the Japanese for fuck off,
You
but
made it.
that's just one instance, and that's like do that in any country in the world, nobody's gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
But I digress. During their time in the aunt's house, we're getting to could Seita have? Why did Seita not do something to please the aunt and just there's lots of scenes with them having fun together.
So this is the problem. One of his biggest problems was he couldn't get on with the aunt. He couldn't. He kind of rebelled underneath the yoke of authoritarianism that she smashed him with, because she was awful to him. But he could have worked in that system and kept both him and the sister alive.
Right.
Being insulted sucks. It is awful, and he was going through a crap time with the aunt.
Yeah.
But they would have lived.
He didn't understand the life and death situation. I think he felt, us two together, we can do whatever we want.
And for a while, it kind of works for them, isn't it?
Kinda, but when you're living in a cave, you're not going to get very healthy. It was a very decent cave. Actually, I remember one scene when they're living with the aunt. He comes across a little bit annoying because I think they finished their own rice one time, and he sprawls out on the tatami mat and Setsuko goes, "You shouldn't sit like that. It's not proper," because there's proper ways to sit after you eat a meal in Japan.
He's like, nah.
He's like, "Nah, do whatever I want here."
Yeah.
And so you can see Setsuko just putting out her leg a little bit then after. That was quite cool.
I get that. I think to give him something of a break, he just lost his mother. So he's while he seems like he's keeping it together, he's also in a bad way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah. I'll give him a little break. He is kind of stupid, makes stupid decisions, but he's a teenager in a dire situation.
Yeah. Obviously this movie's hyped up a lot to be on Reddit or any movie website where it's memorable and hits you hard. I'm a Monster. I wasn't really hit that hard by it.
You're sitting there chuckling to yourself.
No, I definitely wasn't. I definitely wasn't chuckling. It was a good movie and tells a very powerful story about wars affect the normal people more so than the emperors and the presidents.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's usually in a war like this. It's usually the children that get the worst because they can't look after themselves.
Yeah, the parents
especially if parents are gone. They're like, they go to the war or they get hit by a bomb, and the kids are just left in the street, and there's no way they survive. That's what you see here. Horrific.
Yeah. They decide to leave, and Seita takes the independent route and says, "Yeah, we can live in the caves and do whatever we want." And obviously, there's a couple of nice moments where we get the fire
for a while.
Yeah, we get the fireflies in the cave, and the question is, what is the analogy of the firefly? They live for 24 hours.
They're beautiful. They dance around. They have a great time, and they keel over. And that's basically his sister.
Fleeting life.
Innocence. And she asks a question just after burying all the fireflies in a grave, while saying, "This is like how Mum was buried." Oh yeah, I knew about that.
Yeah, she kept it to herself, as you said earlier. Herself
to protect the bro. But yeah, the analogies are thick and fast in this section. Between the mum and herself, not long for this world.
Just to go back to the start of the movie, the mum was horribly represented, her injuries and stuff. You could hear her breath. Yeah. That's all you hear. And then there's a quick cutscene of her just being flung on to
maggots flying everywhere off her corpse.
Yeah.
Coming out from underneath the bandages. So she didn't last long. She lasted a night.
Yeah.
Which is probably for the best, considering the injury. She was fully covered in all the burns you could think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
And she
she
had a bad
was
heart to start with, so she was
true.
boned.
Yeah. uh, yeah. So like the time in the cave is one that's carefree in it to a sense. The fireflies are it's beautifully animated when they put them into the bedroom
Isn't
net, the
it?
bed
It's
net.
such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful scene though. That they go to sleep and there's one firefly stuck to the wall. He's glowing away, happy out. Then the glow dims and he keels over.
Just kicking us in the face with analogies.
Isn't it? It's everywhere you look. Oh, not another allergy. Oh, that hurt. Oh, stop it.
The beauty of life getting snuffed out
Yes.
very quickly.
Everything's fleeting, especially
Yeah,
in this movie.
for sure. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't last too long. The whole beauty of just getting your own food and drying out frogs and things
Yeah,
like
like
that.
I think he thought he could make it on his own and he could live off the land. And I've got a few quid. That'll last forever. But it's a child's belief that he can do this. It was never going to work.
I think he said near the start when they were in the ants. I think her mum had left. His mum had left 77,000 yen
Yeah,
at some point, and then yeah, I just don't know why it wasn't used in
he
the
should have
cave.
used it earlier, but perhaps he was trying to ration it. But by doing so, he kind of killed the pair of them. But
Pretty
it would never have
much.
survived even if he'd used it, though. It just would have lasted a little bit longer.
Get a job. Not a lot left.
You don't get jobs when everybody's living on the street and there's no houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Tokyo to find the family, but Tokyo is a
Said he
city of 12 million.
He couldn't. He didn't have the address, so he couldn't go.
Yeah.
It was his father's side, wasn't it? To Tokyo.
Mother's side.
Oh,
Mother's side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, collapsing, food runs out. As you said, he resorts to thievery, and when fire bombs ring out, he goes and sneaks into people's house and steals stuff.
I
Opportunist.
do not blame him. He's trying to stay alive and trying to keep his sister alive. So while it's a bit scummy, you got to do what you got to do to be not dead.
Yeah, he's out of options. He doesn't have a lot of sort of moral compass. He gets caught getting a little bit of what is it, a yam or something, or I don't know what.
From he wants to give a sugar beet to his sister because she's starting to fade.
Yeah.
He gets a big kicking. There's a nice scene in the prison or in the cop shop. The cop basically chases the farmer away, which was lovely.
Yes, nice cop.
Nice cop. Then he sends him on his way, and she's outside waiting for him. And that's a lovely. She doesn't say it. Just walks over and hugs him.
Yeah,
fantastic little scene.
Yeah, but yeah, she gets worse
and quickly.
She just
off to the doctor they go. Doctor says, "Yeah, she's malnourished. She's boned.
Feed her.
Bye-bye.
Next patient, please.
Can't you give her a shot? No, shots don't have food in them."
Yeah. But then it's only then he goes to the bank and gets 3,000 yen.
It's like bloody late, buddy.
There's obviously he's 14 and the collapse of a country is happening around him. There's no food for anybody, literally.
In fairness, she does over and over again tell him not to leave. So he eventually leaves.
Yeah, because she's pretty much sleeping all the time. But he comes back and the scene where she's eating marbles, thinking it's the candy from the tin.
Yeah, it's grim.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. Yeah. She declines pretty quickly from that. She does, doesn't wake up or something.
This is the bit where she decides to give him some rice balls, which are just mud.
But this is the time, like, he has everything back. He's a suika, a watermelon.
Yeah, but it doesn't last him long either. She dies that night, unfortunately. She never wakes up. I think it was
never wakes up. Yeah, he says never wakes up. She never woke up.
Then it's a weird, horrible scene. Well, there's a scene where he, clutches her to his chest. So that's poignant.
Yeah,
fades to black.
I know what weird scene you're going to talk about.
It's the next fucking a-hole who's delighted to give him some charcoal, oh yeah, that's great for a cremation. That'd be fun. It's free. Have it. Yay! And he's like, oh, "Where's my sister? You prick."
No, he kind of says something like, "Ah, it's a lovely day, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Besides all that, like
It's not. Yeah, yeah. He
people
was
are,
overly happy to be handing it over. It was a
yeah,
weird scene. I think it's intentional.
it is definitely. There's just people that haven't been hit by the grief. That's what
Or
they
maybe they're
do.
so desensitized to it that they don't care that somebody's just died because it's happened 10,000 times to them already, and they keep handing over charcoal. Here, charcoal, charcoal. More dead people.
Yeah, how does he have charcoal
I don't know.
if he's giving
It
it
came from the
away?
government. It was rationed for dead
Ah,
people.
right. Yeah, you can also tell like they're probably just used to dead people. There's quite a few at the start, and then Setsuko finds one on
On
the
the
beach.
beach. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just going to say it's a lovely scene. It's not a lovely scene. It's a strong scene.
Again, it's one that this is when they're in living in their cave, and they go down to the beach, and they're having a beautiful time, and it's quite
Oh, look, a
lovely
corpse.
animated. There's a corpse with feet
Yeah,
sticking
don't
out
look
of
at
a.
that. We'll go over here.
Yeah, move over here and let's go home.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has to do the sort of Shintoist ritual, maybe it's Buddhist. I think it's Shinto.
Don't ask me. I have no idea.
Yeah, but yeah, takes the tin of candy out.
Yes, and the remains go into the tin.
Yeah. And so
Getting,
then we end up at the start again. Basically, he's in the station and he joins
he
Setsuko,
joins her, and the ghost from the start is him. He hands over the tin to her, and she's delighted. I've got my
and
tin
she
back.
eats candy because they're in the afterlife and everything's lovely.
Yes. So I'm not sure about the ghost part of it. I would have left that out. I find it's supposed to lessen the blow. I find it the opposite.
That they exist somewhere in the
Forever,
ethereal
but
world.
forever looking onto a sister, onto a city that's, you know, evolving, but they never change in age and always just sitting there looking at it. That to me sounds horrific.
I thought it was quite a good scene, like looking down on Kobe. Just
Visually, it's
the
beautiful.
usually it's great, but I also think that the memories and the lasting ghosts of World War II
Yeah, yeah,
live
yeah.
on,
It's part of
and
their.
still people are alive in Japan because they live quite old in Japan.
Yeah,
It's an old country. It's the majority are old people, and they still take with them
they
the
still have that
horrors
pain.
and memories. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's kind of how I interpret the last image. It's sort of like, hey, this is a thing that's always going to be there for Japan. Something happened in the 40s, maybe in the 30s,
Part of the
where Japan
zeitgeist forever.
thought we need resources, and we're going to kill millions of people to get resources because we are the chosen ones.
Yeah, it happens every now and then. We go mental as humans and just go off on one for some bloody reason. I never fully
Go off on
understand
one,
it.
and the kids suffer.
No, yeah, I mean, nobody gives an F about that as long as you get your resources.
We're seeing it in the world today still. Bloody what,
How many?
80 years later?
Yeah,
That
multiple locations, same shizzle.
Yeah, we've got Ukraine, we've got
Gaza.
Gaza, we've got South Sudan, that nobody talks about,
Yeah,
and the same people in power sending
same
people to death.
assholes, same reasons.
Yeah, it all comes down to money and
Power
their
and
they their sort of perception of their right to be the survivors and not anybody
I
else.
have the power. That's what matters, and I'll do what I want.
Yeah, it's all
Pricks.
very sobering stuff. Anyway, yeah. So when
I'm
I
gonna
was
have to
reading,
cut myself.
when I was watching this movie, I was like, okay, it's a good movie. I wasn't getting totally sort of emotionally disturbed by it, but I actually came back to it today. I couldn't. It kept on popping into my head actually today.
I got 1 hour sleep last night because I fell asleep easily. And then I woke up to go to the bathroom, and then I lay in bed going, fuck. Scenes kept popping into my head. It was like, great.
Yeah, it's one of those movies.
It is. It kind of reminded me, like, it's nothing like this movie, but Requiem for a Dream was one of those movies that would not get out of my head for days.
Oh.
Oh, no, now I've thought of it. It's back.
Yeah, but I was also thinking like there's a lot of reviews say that this is the best war movie that focuses on the people. Like if I
Mm.
think just off the top of my head, Schindler's List, I think that stuck with me forever. And I know it's not totally about the people, but it's centered around the
It is
torture and
somewhat.
abuse of the
I think
people.
this is like the the girl in the red dress from Schindler's List, but that's the
Right.
entire movie.
The entire movie.
Yeah,
Yes,
which
exactly.
isn't a terrible thing at all. Like because that is so powerful in Schindler's List, insanely powerful.
Yeah,
So that's this movie. So it's heart
true.
wrenching, just like Schindler's List is in that respect.
Yeah. Um, well, I didn't. I'm glad I didn't mark it up last night, actually,
It's a
because
tough one.
listen, yeah, I'm not going to be crazy high on it. It's not going to be I don't think the soundtrack is going to be high for me, but it's not going to be 2.5. They're going to be in their threes, but uh, like plot, it's yeah, it's a great setting. It's a good story, and it's told well.
It's an incredibly well executed story, is what I would say.
Yeah,
The plot isn't all that complex, but
no,
its development of the characters is fantastic.
yeah, I'm gonna give it 3.75. It's just not gonna break the fours for me. I enjoyed it. It was good,
I'm going
but
to
I was
truck in a 4.25 for me. I love the plot. I love the ghost part of it. Yeah, I get it. But the development of the relationship between the two main characters and the aunt as well is very important. Yeah, I loved the plot and hated having to go through it as well.
yeah, I get probably 90% of this movie is relationship development between the brother and sister, and it just piles it on.
But it gets it right. Like there's no missteps in that in the development of that relationship, which is a very rare thing in a movie. So it doesn't miss a beat. Now it kicks you in the groin over and over again, but
Old man getting hit in the
ball
groin
at the
with a
groin.
ball.
That's what it felt like.
Right, and you're the old man, and
I'm
this
the old
movie is
man.
the ball.
Yeah.
So acting, we obviously have to talk about the voices, and like obviously I think it's fine, they're good. Obviously a 4-year-old girl being used, it brings a bit of natural
I thought it was
element
quite
to
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to give. I'll jump the gun. I'll give it three and a
jump.
half. The acting's
Yeah,
kind of good. It's very good. There isn't too many characters in it though, so the little girl is
yeah,
fantastic. The bird is great, but it's not
yeah,
earth shattering.
yeah. If I watch it again, I'm gonna probably, I might watch it on my second monitor sometime with the English and just see how it affects me. I definitely, I've watched all the Ghibli movies just in Japanese. I just don't think, but something like this is a bit more serious. Like Spirited Away,
Very
I don't
light-hearted.
need English.
Yeah.
I don't need English. My Neighbor Totoro, I don't need English. This maybe it depends how good the voice actors are.
It's an early one, so maybe it doesn't get the same caliber of actor.
Yeah, and Senparker's track, like I thought the music is obviously very Ghibli esque, but sort of low
Toned down, and it's toned down for a
toned
damn good
down.
reason. It's not going to be cheerful. It's somber,
No,
haunted.
there's a couple of upbeat ones when they're playing and bonding and stuff. Piano, usual, typical Ghibli sort of sound production. It is one of the movies that I just felt I could see the people in the studio making the noises, clump, clump, clump. Even when they were on sand and clay, it was
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
hard footsteps. But it was good, like an umbrella fell at one point when they got an umbrella, and it was definitely an umbrella hitting the floor in the sound studio. It was very authentic. Yeah. So it's not going to win any major awards from me. I'll give it 3 because I don't think it deserves
I'll
anything
join
with
you on that.
twos.
It's passable. Not just passable. It's good. It's just not amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I sort of like I don't really like my TV sound, so I had these Sennheiser Bluetooth ones from years ago. I had in storage, got them back from the summer, and I've just started to listen to movies on them. And like I really like it because I can put it loud as fuck. Don't annoy anybody around
At
me
your
in
age, that
other
might be a good
apartments.
idea.
If my ears are deaf, they're going deaf. That's whatever.
What?
They would be deaf a long time ago. listening to heavy metal since I was 14 or whatever. Cranked up loud. But anyway, so I don't know if I watch Spirited Away, would I hear those sort of sound imperfections?
I think you might notice a bit more. Probably would.
Maybe. But there's a lot of quietness in this as well, and then sudden noises. Yeah. I'll just, for production, I'll copy my plot. I think I'm going to give it 3.75. I'm just thinking, it's not the best, the most effective animated Ghibli movie, but there's some good ones.
I'm going to chuck it up to 4 because I think they make some interesting choices. The use of a brown outline on the characters is inspired.
True.
So it's still a Ghibli movie. It's still beautifully done.
Actually, I'll go up to 4. Sorry.
You can't copy me. It's mine.
No, I'm going to because I'm remembering just the Firefly scene.
Oh yeah.
In the net,
and there's the fireflies and the airplanes dropping fireflies down and all that beautiful sort of symmetry. It's produced very nicely because it's Ghibli. Ghibli can't miss a beat.
Seita breaks the fourth wall twice. I think one near the end, and I can't remember. It's near the start as well. He looks at
when
us.
He says, "I died today," he puts out the plate and he looks at us and goes, "Yeah, I died today. Hey."
Yeah, not in that tone, but a bit more somber.
Way more somber, but
yeah.
When was the other fourth wall break?
It was at the end. It was the same thing. I think he looked. I think he was a ghost at the end.
Yeah,
he looked at the screen.
Because he keels over, and then next thing, I didn't cop it straight away. He keels over, and then there's a kid that looks like him standing there, and I went, "Oh, that's him."
Yeah, it's a bit jarring at the start.
Yeah.
Juan Barquin in the Miami Herald gave it 75. Isao Takahata, Studio Ghibli's second best-known filmmaker and co-founder, adapts Akiyuki Nosaka's short story of the same name to great effect, using animation to create a film that emphasizes the horrors of war better than most live-action movies. And Roger Ebert very quickly 100, an emotional experience so powerful that it forces a rethinking of animation.
Ooh.
Well, this was 1988. Was there a lot of serious animations back then that came out before this? Maybe not.
Probably not.
Maybe.
But even for Studio Ghibli, this is a different sort of thematic sort of vibe.
Different vibe.
They're all magical. And there is a tiny touch of magic in this, but this is far too real compared to the other ones. So it's a very different vibe.
Yeah. Well, this episode has the lifespan of a firefly, so it's now going to die.
Yep, it's falling off the wall. It's no longer glowing.
No, yeah. Have you experienced fireflies in America when you lived there?
Of course I have, yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
They are cool. And then
24 hours. 24 hours of a lifetime. All right, our next movie is something. I was watching a Quentin Tarantino interview, and somebody asked him, what's an underrated drama thriller that you would like people to watch? And he said this movie, and I said, all right, we're going to put this into the next 10 movies that we're going to watch. It might be shit. And Tarantino's a weirdo, so I'm looking forward to actually seeing how bad or good it is. But it is movie 13,517 on Metacritic. It's called The Bedroom Window from 1987. And it's got Steve Guttenberg in the lead role.
Who makes Steve Guttenberg a star? We do.
What's that from?
Simpsons, man. The Stonecutters.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Don't remember.
Oh my god, that's one of the
I remember the
best
episodes. The Metro song. So yes, this is 1987. So obviously, Police Academy came out in 84, Cocoon 85, Police Academy 2 85, Police Academy 3 86, Short Circuit 86, Amazon Women on the Moon 87, then this one, and then Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, and then he probably got his best known movie then in 87 with Three Men and a Baby.
Oh yes, Christ! What happened to him after that? He just kind of fell off the side of the planet.
Yeah, I just think he got TV movies. He did Three Men and a Little Lady. He did a couple of 2000 movies. Nothing crazy.
I think people called it kind of crap.
It's not the best, but Tarantino said in the interview, this movie's got an actor that I really don't actually like, but he's great in this movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Doesn't mean it's any good.
No, But the summary is Terry is having an affair with his boss wife, Sylvia. One night after an office party, they are together, and Sylvia witnesses an attack on Denise from Terry's bedroom window. Hence the name. She doesn't want to expose their relationship and so is reluctant about talking to the police. Terry, wanting to help, gives the police the description of the attacker. He soon becomes the main suspect in the case. He then sets to find the real killer with some help from victim Denise.
Huh.
Sounds like... do you know what? It's directed by Curtis Hanson, who directed LA Confidential.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something.
And 8 Mile.
Never heard of it.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh, okay.
The River Wild.
Okay, it's got chops, so perhaps it might not be completely terrible. There.
No.
You know who would like chops? Those two kids.
Too soon. It is from 87. It runs for 1 hour, 52 minutes. It's got a Metascore of 45, but a user score of 7.3, indicating maybe a bubbling under cult classic, perhaps.
Yeah, it's going to be
probably not.
It's going to be crap, isn't it?
Most likely. You know, late 80s dramas with no budget are usually pretty crap.
Yeah, and honestly, Tarantino likes awful movies. I've watched a couple of other recommendations. They're always crap. Some of them are okay.
Well, we can let him know. We'll send him a fax
next
after
time I'm chatting to him.
Hate it. Yeah. Okay, that will be episode 121, The Bedroom Window, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.